After spending a little bit of time with it, I'm finally ready to bring you my full thoughts on one of the better blue fragrances I've gotten my nose on in quite a while. Of course, I'm talking about from Azzaro. This is Chrome Extreme. So stay tuned. As always, we'll start off taking a look at the box real quick. Standard Azzaro Chrome Fair. It's a matching, similar tone, deep blue, deep royal blue, if you will, to the bottle. Name of the fragrance has that same diamond pattern that's famously on top of the caps. Azzaro, size and concentration. Nothing special on either side. Have the Azzaro logo on the top. Batch code stamped in the bottom. Random information on the back, nothing special. Now, in regards to this bottle, it is standard fare. You can see these couple spots. My bottle does leak, so you'll see random wet spots, especially when I spray it here in a little bit. But it's a very deep frosted blue. This is a beautiful bottle. Aqua is a beautiful frosted teal color. So they did really well with the last two releases. Standard stuff, has Extreme stamped on there, nothing on the back. Some fragrance information etched into the bottom. If I could, there we go, get it to focus. There's that diamond pattern I was talking about. It does click into place, though I wouldn't recommend just always picking it up from that. And a nice little touch is actually on the atomizer. If I can get it to focus, is actually a blue. Very good atomizer as well. Let's discuss this scent. So a relatively simple note breakdown. It's a green mandarin, some C notes, some casmaran, and I don't remember exactly what all's in there. But what I get from it is a very strong synthetic blast. It's very ambroxan heavy smelling, C notes, super marine and aquatic blue fragrance. The color is very fitting. It is extremely blue. Now, what I mean by extremely blue is it covers all facets of being a fresh blue fragrance, bordering light blue. Because it's so much more powerful and dense and robust, I can't really put it in what I would consider a light blue category. Still a blue fragrance along the lines of what a Bulgari Aqua Atlantique would fall into, an Acqua di Gio Profondo, stuff like that. So it has this beautiful freshness up top, very, very watery, aquatic. I don't get much of that green mandarin, though a little touch of citrus blast up top, but it doesn't just jump out at me as, hey, this is some mandarin orange. But I get plenty of C notes and this ambroxan slash salty ambergris type of smell. It's very rich, synthetic, so if you don't like synthetic fragrances, you may not like this one because it's very pungent and potent, and we'll discuss performance in a little bit. But the scent is quite enjoyable. If you're a fan of blue fragrances or aquatic fragrances in general, ambroxan fragrances, any of those styles, you're bound to like this one. And then as it dries, it does warm up a little bit. I believe there's some amber down in the base. While the way this is blended, it doesn't really, outside of the C notes and this ambroxan smell and a little bit of citrus, I can't just sit here and pick out a whole lot. It's quite well blended for what it is. The synthetic nature adds to that, making it a little bit more difficult to pick out certain things. It doesn't really nuance. It's relatively straightforward. Up top, it will smell like the original slightly. You will get that metallic freshness of Azzaro Chrome, the original, while as it starts to dry, it starts to resemble Acqua di Gio Profondo heavily, in my opinion. I think this is not a one-to-one smell, but it smells more Acqua di Gio Profondo than it does Chrome after a few minutes. Up top, it just smells like a very, very extreme version of Chrome, with the name being proper for that. But as it starts to calm down a little bit, it really takes on the Acqua di Gio Profondo scent profile, in my opinion, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, because based on budget, you can find this one cheaper then you can find Acqua di Gio Profondo, and they perform about the same. And speaking of, let's talk about performance. So this stuff never seems to want to go away. 8 to 10 hours, solid. First time I wore it, got in that 9-ish hour range. Second time I sprayed my clothes, it did push a little past 10 hours. So I would say safe bet, 8 to 10 hours. Yes, there are some people, I'm sure, with the drier skin that'll get a few hours less than that. And then there's some people that'll have a miraculous skin chemistry that may get 12 plus out of this. I have heard some people say they get all day out of this. I think 8 to 10 is safe. That's the range I've been getting out of it when spraying my shirt, getting that extra hour, hour and a half from what I was getting on skin. I was getting around 9 hours on skin. So it's no slouch. It's a beast in longevity. It really is, especially for a fresh blue fragrance like it is. Now, projection, very, very heavy. Can't really give you a specific range. I've only gotten one compliment the 3 times I've worn this outside the house, outside of my wife. I don't really count her most of the time in the compliment factor. I did get a compliment when we were checking out at the grocery store at Walmart. So I did get one compliment from it. And I was, 4 or so feet away when I was putting my debit card in the machine when she said, "Ooh, you smell nice." So, and I mean, this was every bit of halfway through my wearing. It was midday type of thing for the wearing, so 5-6 hours range. So projection is above average on this one. It definitely puts out, you smell yourself all day long. It wafts very heavy. This is no slouch. It's a beast in projection. It's a beast in longevity. So if performance is utmost important to you, you'll like Chrome Extreme. So I mentioned what it's most similar to earlier. Of course, up top, you will get the original's DNA. I do get that metallic freshness that Azzaro Chrome is known for, but it is most notably similar, in my opinion, to Acqua di Gio Profondo. Almost, not really one-to-one, but I gotta tell you, super, super, super close to one another. I mean, the bottle colors, I don't know if that was intentional, but the bottle colors are almost identical. If you could see with the light pushing through, this is just a tad bluer than this. This is more of a faded blue than this. But the performance is almost identical. They're both beasts. They're both 8 to 10 hour fragrances with very heavy projection. And they both smell almost the same once you start getting into that heart and dry down. So to be honest with you, if you already have this, you can pass on this. If you already have this, you can pass on this. Very redundant buy, in my opinion. Now, does it matter to me? No. I like having both. I'll wear both, whatever. But they do smell pretty much the same. If I want one that's got more of a chrome touch, I'll wear this one. If I want one that's got more of an Acqua di Gio touch, I'll wear this one. That's the difference. In the top, you smell the original DNAs they're flankered from a little bit more. But as they start to settle, they're damn near the same fragrance. I don't know how many of you agree, how many of you have smelled the similarity. And that's because that's one of the first things I thought when I smelled this as it dried down was, man, that smells like Profondo. So redundant if you have one or the other, but if you don't have one, this is a little bit cheaper. 40 some odd, 50 some odd dollars from discounters, 45 to 55 range depending on where you find it. From discounters, you're still going to spend 70-ish dollars on a 75 ml of this, whereas for around 20 bucks less, you can get a 100 ml of this. They smell almost the same and they perform pretty much the same. So in my opinion, I would say if you don't have either one, this is going to be more bang for your buck because it's pretty much the same fragrance for a little bit less money. Overall, I would consider this a must try if you're a fan of blue fragrances. If you're looking for some performance beast that is apt to having a strong complement getting type of DNA that's great in the warm weather, but if you like fresh fragrances in the cooler weather, this has the performance to cut through the cold and can be signature scent worthy for you. It really can. If you like Ambroxan style fragrances, heavy aquatic blues, I mean, it's worth a try. Anywhere that they sell Azzaro fragrances at retail, they should have this one. This is still readily available in the market, but don't pay retail. You can definitely get them from discounters for, like I said, it's anywhere from mid 40s to high 50s depending on where you find it, and I do believe they're absolutely worth it at that price point. Well, that's my thoughts and feelings on Chrome Extreme from Azzaro, and until next time, do me a real quick favor, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. I do appreciate all the feedback, and I love hearing from you guys. I mean, if you've smelled this already, it's a new release, but it's not a brand new release. I mean, it's not a 2021 release. I still, honestly, I like Aqua just a smidge more because Aqua's kind of got this aquatic minty green thing going for it. It's not as synthetic. It's a little bit more unique. It doesn't remind me of a specific fragrance, whereas this reminds me heavily of Acqua di Gio Profondo. But I'm not saying this is any less of a fragrance. If I had to put a number on this one, I would say this is every bit of a 7 out of 10 fragrance. Very good fragrance. Not a wow factor, but definitely above average based on how good it smells and how well it performs. And until next time, I will say if you get your hands on Chrome Extreme and you give it a spray now, pretty confident you'll thank me later. Have a good one, guys.